BWOne here from BWOne.com. I'm going to give you my review of the Blackberry Playbook. The Blackberry Playbook is the first tablet from Research in Motion, also known as RIM, makers of the Blackberry smartphones. And we're going to see how well this stacks up to a highly competitive and highly crowded tablet market. First thing I'm going to do is kind of go over the hardware and design here. One of the first things you notice when you look at the Blackberry Playbook, it has a sort of a digital picture frame look to it, and it has a reflection to it. As you can see, my studio lights right here reflecting inside the screen. When you turn it on, you don't have too much of a reflection issue when you have the screen on. But speaking of the screen is a 7-inch screen diagonally, has a widescreen format, has a resolution of 1024 by 600. Pictures and video look really sharp on here. I'll be able to show you that a little bit later. Itself, it's only about 0.4 inches actually thick. As you can see there, it's a pretty thin device here. Only weighs about 0.90 pounds, so it's really light and the weight is evenly distributed. Take a look here at the bottom here, some of your connections. You have the micro USB port for charging and syncing as well too, so you can sync your content to it. You have a mini HDMI port here to connect to your TV. RIM gets a fail for not including the cable. I'm tired of companies giving you an HDMI option but not including the cable that's needed to connect to the TV, especially with their mini HDMI. They need to include that in here if they want you to use that functionality. Over here is the proprietary dock charging port, so if you get the optional dock, you can put that in there and it'll charge that way. Don't have anything on this side. We don't have anything on this side. Here on the top, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. You have your play controls, plus, minus, play, and pause. And then we have a very terrible power button. This power button is horrible. I'm not even sure how this got past RIM sort of quality control there. You know, they're one of the companies that definitely takes care of the software and the hardware and makes sure it comes out very good. And for simply not, overlooking this here is kind of ridiculous. I can see a revision that's coming out where there's a bigger and better power button because this power button is terrible to use. Alright, take a look at the back here. Sort of has a soft finish here on the back, and there's a little BB logo here, which is a pretty cool logo there. And you have the 5-megapixel rear-facing camera here on the back. You don't have any flash. On the front, you do have the 3-megapixel camera. Both cameras can do 1080p video, which we've done a test on, so you can definitely check that out. We'll actually give you about a quick 10 seconds of what that video looked like. Here we are recording in 1080p with the rear-facing camera on the Blackberry Playbook. Hope you can see those ducks going by. As you can see there, the video quality really looks good. We did a full review on it, so definitely check that out. The link will be in the description for that video and pictures of both the rear and front facing cameras. The cameras themselves are definitely some of the best that you're going to see in tablets. I think they're the best out there in any of the tablets right now. So if you're interested in cameras for a tablet, this is probably going to be something you want to be looking at here. You have dual speakers here on the front as well too, and that sort of rounds out sort of the externals of the hardware. Do get a 1 GHz processor inside of it, 1 GB of RAM. This particular model is 16 GB, so this is 16 GB of storage in here. You have a 32 GB option and a 64 GB option there as well. So that's pretty much it for the hardware side of things. But what's good hardware without good software? And that's where BlackBerry's new operating system comes in, which is their Tablet OS, or Blackberry Tablet OS. It's pretty cool. It's all about sort of swipe and touch to kind of get around. This outer bezel here actually is a touch-sensitive bezel, so it kind of incorporates the actions that you do inside the actual operating system. So you kind of just tap around here just like that. You can swipe up. You can swipe left to right like that to go through different options. And what we're going to do here is I'm just kind of showing you real quickly sort of how the OS works, but what we're going to do is we're going to actually dive into a little bit deeper and see how well the software works with the hardware. Okay, so what you see here is the main interface for the Blackberry Tablet OS, basically the home screen here. And you'll see elements of sort of what you see on the Blackberry phones, especially here at the bottom with where you access apps. I believe in Blackberry OS 06 on the Blackberry phones, you kind of get this sort of grouping at the bottom screen for access to your applications. And you can kind of just go between all favorites, media, games. You can swipe between each group. If you swipe up here at the top or hit this arrow, you swipe down, swipe up, and then it'll bring up the full access to the menu. And you can swipe through as such. And the same thing, just to show you here in landscape mode, same type of grouping works. Swipe left to right, just like that. and it switches the applications around. Show you that one more time. That might have been out of focus of the camera. Just like that. Same thing if you want to move the calculator over to here. Let's say a calculator is my application, a favorite application of mine, and I just wanted to put it in favorites. You do like that, and now it's in your favorites section. Let's say I want to move it to media for some reason too. I want a copy of it there, or games or whatever. Just go like this, like that, and actually moves over to the game section just like that. So you can see you can move and organize this as you want to, and if you don't want the icon anymore, you just hold it down, hit the little X, closes it right out. So that's pretty much how you access applications and such. And if you swipe here at the top on the home screen, it brings up your settings tab, and this is where you pretty much have all your options from about. Let's click up here, about, Wi-Fi, software updates, Bluetooth, Blackberry Bridge, internet tethering. You kind of get the idea here. General information. This is sort of how you can control the application's behavior, which I'll show you how multitasking works. This showcase, default, and pause. I pretty much have it set to showcase, which means the app is just going to keep on running regardless if I'm on that application or within another application. It will keep running. Show you how that works. Push that up here, and we'll open up a few applications. So what we'll do, we'll open up pictures. Just tap that open, and in any moment when you're in an application, you swipe the bottom. It brings you back to the home screen here. Videos, and let's open up the music store. Can have about 6 applications open at a time. Let's open up the browser, and let's see what else we want to open up. Let's open up games. Let's open up Need for Speed. Swipe back just like that, and this is sort of how you kind of do the multitasking here. You can just kind of go between each one that you want to go to. If you don't want to have that application open anymore, you just swipe up just like this, and it closes out that application just like that. Or you can hit the little X, and it'll close it out there as well too. And in different applications as such, let's look into the music store. You swipe at the top here, it brings up the menu option for that particular application. As you can see here, this is for the music store. If we went to a different one, such as pictures or camera, you saw some of that in our camera review of the Blackberry Playbook. You can see where the options are. If you hit this little corner here, it brings up the clock and the settings page, and you can still access this information up here. You can get right to the settings if you want to. We'll hit to the home page. Forgot to kind of go over this here. This is your settings icon. This is your battery right here, Wi-Fi, you turn on Bluetooth, and screen orientation lock. Then you clock here, and you tap the clock, brings up the calendar, and an alarm if you want to as well too. And let's open up a couple more applications. All right, as that game loads up, let's say I want to go to another part of the another application. If you hit the sides here, you can just swipe just like that, and it'll go into the other application. Just like that there. And we'll let this load up here so that we can have this running in the background while we're doing some other stuff here. You can see there. And we'll go into the browser here, which is a pretty cool browser, really good browser. As you can hear the audio still in the back going. So we'll just X out of that there for now. Go back into here. And this is the browser here. The browser does support Flash, prove that. It's a pretty decent browser, it's a pretty fast browser. Not as fast as some of the other ones, but it's pretty decent. Let's click on an actual Flash file, obviously YouTube. And it plays ads and all.
You think you can get a movie at the video store faster than Netflix? Let's race. 1, 2, 3, go. Congratulations.
Skip this ad for now. If you can recognize that. And you can see the video plays just fine. Like the video, you can pause just like that, and you have different options as well too. You can actually, you swipe up here, we get to the options. You do have multiple tabs, so if you want to open up another tab, open up the Blackberry home page, you can do that, and you can just switch between the tabs here just like that. You also do have options. If you go into here, you can control, should be here under content, you can enable or disable flash. If you disable flash, obviously you get that familiar Java, not familiar Java, but familiar Flash icon that you know that you need to install Flash on there. And you can enable or disable JavaScript as well, and you can choose to load images and not load images as well. That all depends on what type of bandwidth you're on, and if you want to save battery life and stuff like that. So that's all dependent on what your particular needs are. Let's take a quick look at the music player. It's actually a pretty decent music player here. Get kind of your basic icons, all songs, artists, albums, genres, Put all songs, and we'll play a song here. It plays just like that, and you got the controls right here at the bottom, and also the hardware controls over this as well. Just like that, and you control the volume and stuff too. And we'll take a look at video so you can get a really good idea of sort of how well the screen really looks. Let's choose some video I recorded here. We'll choose here sort of the water, and we'll just kind of get a look here. See here, video plays very smooth, and this is just video recorded from the Blackberry Playbook itself. It plays very smooth, it's crisp, it looks really nice on the device, there's no lag, there's no slowdown, all good stuff. You can see there, very crisp, very smooth video. Colors pop out very well. Everything looks really good on this screen. It's only 1024 by 600, but everything looks really good on this screen. Alright, we'll do another example with some pictures as well. So we'll actually see if I don't have it loaded up, but we'll open up the pictures here too. Kind of get an idea here from the pictures I took. Let's see. Really sharp, really nice looking. Head back and you can set different wallpapers if you want to as well too. Head back over here to the video, and you see the video still playing in the background as we're going to different aspects of the operating system. So if we go back to the music store, we can still interact with the music store as we want to. And that video is still playing in the background. Swipe up here, actually close out the music store, and we will actually open up the app store. And there's apps in here. There's a lot of paid apps more than free apps. Not too much in here available. Kind of disappointed on that part. Kind of just these are apps I have installed. You can search by different categories, and kind of, you know, sparses it out that way. It isn't a terribly impressive app store, and don't really have that many apps in there. Hopefully in the future we'll get some more apps in that app store going forward. Okay, a couple of things that I got to show in the original recording here is actually the keyboard here itself. It's actually a pretty decent keyboard. We're using here on Documents to Go. We're going to make a new Word to Go file here, so we'll just start typing. It's not too bad. I'm never good with on-screen keyboards, so don't judge by me. But it's actually, the keys to space are pretty nice. It's real responsive. But there isn't really any, I'm kind of typing randomly because there really isn't any type of spell check with it. It doesn't like automatically autocorrect for you. You kind of go like that. And that's sort of quick example of cut, copy, and paste. And you can cut like that, paste like that, and then you tap on there and it'll correct it for you there. But there's no type of real autocorrect feature. You can use Blackberry Bridge, but I don't have a Blackberry to test that with. But that's where you're going to get your email, contacts, calendar, and such like that, because there isn't a native one in here, which is a huge disappointment. Also, there isn't any Android app support, which they promised to have, which is going to be coming later on too. Probably closer to when the 4G version of this comes out. I haven't seen a timetable as of yet as when that's going to come out. And that's pretty much it as far as the tablet OS itself. I really do enjoy using the Blackberry Tablet OS. Now, with that hardware and software as good as they are, does this make this a really good tablet? I'm going to give you my final thoughts here. So what's my final verdict on a Blackberry Playbook? Needs more cooking time. So I really like the hardware on the Blackberry Playbook, and I really like Blackberry Tablet OS, but the lack of having a native email, calendar, contacts, and even BBM application, things that RIM is known for, without having to use a second device with the Blackberry using Blackberry Bridge, is hugely disappointing. Not a lot of apps available on the App World store. No video chat app with two great cameras. There's no video chat app available as well. Also, there's some native apps such as Facebook or Twitter, which you would expect to be some apps for that. I know a lot of this stuff is coming down the line, but this is stuff that needs to be available at launch. Also, the lack of having the Android app availability, Android app support availability is also disappointing, which could have helped with the launch, but the lack of apps in the Blackberry app world, the Android apps could have helped society it until there was more apps available in the app world. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of this stuff is going to be coming down the line soon. So I fully expect when the 4G version of this tablet comes out, and a lot of those other applications come out and ready, and a lot of those other features are ready, this device will be fully baked, and it definitely will be a true competitor out there in the tablet market. The Blackberry Playbook will be a great tablet. The key word is will be, because right now it's just a decent tablet. So this is BWOne here from BWOne.com, reminding you, subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, become a fan of our Facebook fan page, and like us. I think I'm going to bake some cookies and live your tech world in high definition.